vuelven a la tierra en que nacieron, al embrujo incomparable de su sol. Todos vuelven al rincón de donde salieron, donde acaso floreció más.
I have 3 daughters. They've been on picket lines when they were in strollers.
People in Salinas kept talking about Petey, and I wondered, who in the hell is Petey? Well, Petey was Alex Zermeno, and affectionately called Petey by members of his family.
In Portugal, they call hot sauce piri. So I can relate.
If you don't participate, you're not organizing. You can't get people to participate in defending the problem, possible solutions, and taking action on those solutions, you've not done your job.
In that time that I was with him in the Unity Council was a very big lift for me. Although I'm older than Alex, he was my big brother.
Now, if you had asked me, when I was even in high school, let alone, that I would go to Harvard and have a master's degree from Harvard, man, I think you're crazy.
Alex has always served in terms of our community as a mentor to the Latino community.
And let me tell you, my counselor in junior college would have said, you're crazy. Because he wanted me to go to ag school, learn how to weld and disc and drive the tractor. Because that's what Mexicans did.
We are the current embodiment of our past. The group of folks in 1964 were community warriors, that they really put themselves out there. They had the audacity to request and demand for services to be brought to this community. It's important as we lead to our future that we understand the strength, the vision, the inspiration that these people had that got us to this point. And Alex embodies that spirit. If you are somebody who's been exposed to people who have been denied on one level or another or have been discriminated, there's a fire in your belly that occurs, and you really figure out if there's something that you can do, not only for your own life, but the lives of those that you love. You then get called. It's almost like a spiritual experience.
We lived in a poor neighborhood. My dad was a farm worker and then a little labor contractor for a while. My mother didn't work normally until in her later years. She worked in the packing sheds down in Salinas. But it was normal that if somebody was sick, my mom would be there with a pot of beans or a pot of soup or whatever it is. It was normal that when we worked in the package sheds, and if there was excess celery, for example, you took what you needed and put the crate on the sidewalk. And the whole neighborhood would come and pick whatever they wanted. A stable community looks after itself. So that's why it's so important to develop a total community, because you want that stability. You want people to look after each other. Involving people in any activity empowers that person. I was empowered as a kid because I got involved and people pushed me up there, and put me in situations where I had to open my mouth. And boy, they sorry later, but anyway.
On March 20th, 1954, Salinas, California, the CSO chapters got together to form what we call the National CSO, which included 35 chapters in California and 3 in Arizona. And Alex, who was then an 18-year-old community college student at Hartnell College, went to the convention. So my experience with Alex is that he has been in the forefront of very important changes, empowering residents to take charge of those situations that affect their lives and not just let the future happen to them.
The Unity Council today is an institution, And that would have never crossed our imagination. That if you can see the invisible, you can do the impossible. And what the Unity Council has done is to really do the impossible.
The leadership has to be grown. You've got to provide experiences where people can test themselves. That's what's going to pay off, is these leaders who feel they can do things. And that to me means more than physical or even monetary return. It's a will to succeed, will to do for the betterment of your neighborhood, you know, the community.
The most important thing in terms of the Unity Council is for it to be able to sustain itself, because that is the way we sustain the families in our community, the children in our community, the senior citizens in our community. If we're not sustained, then the community's not sustained.
The hope for the future of the Unity Council is that we remain true to the essence of who we were meant to be. And who we were meant to be is an organization that is very connected to the community, that strives to advocate for its best interests. And so I hope that I will do my part to strengthen the Unity Council and make it ready for the next generation to take up the banner, and that it keeps on flourishing and being relevant to this neighborhood and to the city of Oakland.
Thanks to Alex and Tony and to his family, who were willing to sacrifice their time, their resources, their strong, steady leadership to make it possible for not just this generation, but for the next generation to move even farther.
Alex, thank you very much for all the years that you have served this community. Thank you is not big enough, and we really, really appreciate, I have personally appreciated the guidance you've provided me. You've been a voice from the past and a voice for the future, and I can never, ever really thank you for all that you've given us and for me personally.
What have you done lately? Yeah. Not what you did in the past, but lately. You know, what group are you involved in? Same question about leadership, you know. Are you involved with somebody? Now, not back then.
Qué santo el amor de la tierra, qué triste la ausencia que deja el ayer.